Every week, we dive into the WRTV archives to find throwbacks we know that you'll love. This is one we took a step further with an in-depth update on the peanut butter press. WRTV's Michael Hart put this extended feature together to share the untold stories of this amazing children's newspaper.
I was a classroom teacher, and when I moved to Indianapolis in 1979, because of my husband's job, I couldn't find a teaching job. That was not a good time to get a teaching job. They were reducing teaching forces, riffing them, as they said, and I just couldn't get a teaching job. So I knew that what I liked to do most in my elementary school classrooms was write with kids. And I thought kids don't get enough writing. And I got to thinking about that. And I thought, I could do a newspaper for kids. And then 2 minutes later, I said, no, it has to be with kids and by kids, because that's the object. And I don't know, after a while, just the idea of peanut butter came up, and it seemed alliterative and it worked. And so there was no magic to it. It just, I thought it was a way to help kids have different kinds of learning experiences. Kids had to learn to think on their feet, to formulate good questions, which I did not give them, to ask follow-up questions if those were appropriate, to then assimilate their ideas and put them on paper. All of those are wonderful skills. And then, of course, there was the bonus of seeing yourself in print, but there's nothing like seeing yourself in print to get motivated to do more writing.
Covering the appearance of Joe Montana at the media session is Chip Bannon. And Chip is covering it for the Peanut Butter Press with a circulation of 75,000. Chip, what kind of questions are you going to ask Joe today?
Well, I'm going to ask him when he's done with football, what is he going to do?
Here's the punchline in all of this. This was 1981, 1982. So it was a couple years before the Baltimore Colts snuck out in the middle of the night and became the Indianapolis Colts. So I was an avid football fan, and the Dallas Cowboys was my team. So months before this interview was the catch. Dwight Clark in the back of the end zone, where they upset and really changed who was the team going forward. They beat the Dallas Cowboys. So me asking what he was going to do, retire. I mean, he was like in his third season, right? He was just getting started. So this little selfish 8-year-old who had his heart broken 6 months prior by Joe Montana wanted to know when he was going to get out of the game and not beat my Dallas Cowboys anymore.
The question and answer media conference with Joe Montana begins. Chip Bannon gets his chance.
What do you plan to do when you retire?
Well, right now it's kind of up in the air for right now. One of the things I would like to do is I've got 2 horses at the present, and I've really been getting interested in the possibilities of having a ranch and getting into the breeding of horses.
Well, I suppose to an 8-year-old, Joe Montana looks old. To me, he looks like a teenager. Tom Carnegie for the Peanut Butter Press. The news.
I remember Joe Montana's interview, too, because he was so shy. And he was kind of a bit intimidated by this press conference, I thought, and not real eager to engage with the media that were sitting there.
And his Secret Service people went crazy. they flipped out.
I got a call from the Indianapolis News, from some of the leadership at the Indianapolis News in the summer, and they said, could you come down here and talk?
Wendell Trogdon, who was the editor of the news at the time, he contacted us and said, we think this is a wonderful community resource. We don't want to see it just disappear. How about if you come to the news and the news publishes it? And, you can still put out the paper, but you'd be under the guise of the Indianapolis News.
Well, I was just flabbergasted. And the reason that they did that was because there had been such a community outcry about it. And apparently Mr. Pulliam had a number of calls from community leaders saying, why don't you guys do this? This would be a logical addition. And so we had this conversation, and my brain is going, I don't know whether they have anybody on staff that knows anything about working with kids. And before I could think about that anymore, they said, the only problem is we don't have anybody who knows anything about working with kids. And I said, well, I had by that time moved on to some other things I wanted to do. And Patty was job hunting. And I said, Patty has been doing this, everything that I've been doing, and she could easily come down there and do it. And so she went with the press, and they printed for 10 more years.
Their mission? Finding out how to build a home. It's a hot topic, one many seasoned reporters would love to get the scoop on. But these young, eager news hunters are beating us to the punch, and they're firing all the right questions.
How long does it take to build a house this size?
What do you do in the construction part of building a home?
Is the truss plate just used to connect the rafters of the house?
The reporters' probing questions have stumped John Robertson, the construction superintendent, a few times.
They've caught me in a couple lies here already. They asked me the number of houses we have for design, and I was way off base after I conferred with my boss as to what the total number was. So they've caught me on a couple things.
No harm meant. They just have a lot of territory to cover, a lot of details to gather. But they don't mind. It's worth the work to the Peanut Butter Press Pack.
I like writing, and I like writing stories and finding out new things and seeing new places.
I like to meet new people and go to new places.
You guys all want to be doing this someday? Do you see yourself as professional reporters, anchors here?
No.
Possibly.
For now, visiting home after home at this construction site, testing their news sense, makes them at least dream of becoming top-notch news notables, perhaps on TV. For the fame, they say, for the friends, for the glory, and last but not least, for the money. Now you'll get to see the investigative work by these students and others put to print in the Peanut Butter Press. It comes out as an insert in the Indianapolis News the second Tuesday of every month. The next issue, November 11th. Angela Kane, Channel 6 News.
It was just a marvelous experience to work on the Peanut Butter Press. Like I said, we got to do so many different stories and look at so many different subjects. So it was always something interesting and new and different. And I learned a lot too from doing those stories.
I remember one time we were out at the racetrack, and one of the drivers, I don't remember which one, was talking to them about having lost an engine as they were in line to get qualified, and how they had to replace that and get in line again and so forth. And a hand goes up, and this little boy says, "Where did you lose it?" Well, they're kind of literal too sometimes, but that's okay. You might as well, you know, an adult would feel stupid asking that question, even if they had no idea what losing an engine meant.
I do have a funny story about our interview with Jim Brady, however. We were interviewing him in a hotel suite, and he was in the room, like right in front of the window, and we were many stories up, and it was right like towards sunset. So the lighting in the room was really, really bad. And I was the photographer. I was taking the pictures. And I said to Mr. Brady, Mr. Brady, could you move away from the window so I could get a better shot? And his Secret Service people went crazy. they flipped out. I was like, oh my God, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. And he started laughing. He thought it was funny.
But I think there's a huge burden on schools to do a really excellent job of teaching kids how to be good consumers of media and critical thinkers, and how to look at a piece of some information that they come across and say, how do I figure out whether this is real or it's not real, and what could I do to check that out? Because they're just getting bombarded with it all the time, and that we can't change that. That will always be the way it is. So you have to help kids be good consumers. And I hope that that's happening in our schools from a young age on levels that are appropriate for them to high school and even college kids who are hopefully being asked to cross-examine these things and figure out what's real here and what's not, and how do I make a decision about it. That's important. It's important for adults. We don't do it very well either.
I think there needs to be more education for the kids to know how to really critically analyze the news they're getting and what sources they're getting their news from, because I think that's tremendously important. I don't think that that's taught anywhere. And I think that's an important skill that they need to learn, especially because, as you say, you get news instantly and from so many different sources, and on their phone, on the computer. Very few people read actual print newspapers anymore. It's just a different world. It's changed so much.
Anytime that you can put a young student in a situation where he or she is obviously valued for their thoughts and their opinions and their ideas, that's a huge boost for a kid's psyche. I mean, it's just a terrific thing. And we forget that sometimes. We tend to say, well, they're just kids. And they're not just kids. They're really thinking people that have a lot to contribute. And they realized that, I think, when they did stories. And that was just really a lovely thing to see.